Hi everyone, welcome to our next project from Learning at Home. This is going to be our next photo project. It is the series of project. Now, a series is multiple images that are meant to be seen together. Now, in an ideal environment, you would be turning these in all on the same page. You may have seen them around the classroom. They are a minimum of 4 or more images meant to be seen together at the same time. They are not, while you take them as individual photos, they are not individual, they're meant to be seen together. That is the way the artwork is supposed to be. Now, like I said, you're not going to be able to do that. So we do want you to just turn them in as 4 individual photos minimum. You can have more than that. Now, there are 3 different types. There is a narrative sequence. There is a similar subject or theme, or there is a time-lapse photography. You have to think of them as different. The different types is think of it as a GIF that's going to move if you look at them very, very quickly, okay? That's the best way to think about it. So I'm going to go through each one of these, and it is very, very important to note that you choose one of these. You don't do all 3. You're either going to choose a narrative, you're either going to choose a similar subject matter, or you're going to choose a time lapse. You're not going to do all 3 of them, so only choose one and take 4 photos on that one. Okay, so let's go through each one of these, and then I'll describe to you a little bit more of the project. This is the narrative sequence. I like to think of this one as a comic book, or if you were looking at like frames from you were watching a movie and you paused it and went frame by frame. What you're trying to do with this one is you're trying to tell a story. It needs to be a minimum of 4. You can see the one that's in front of you right now is 6. And it just shows this man walking down this alleyway, and they both kind of look at each other like they recognize each other. It's like when you look at somebody and you just miss them, okay? So it's important to note whenever you're doing a series that each individual photo needs to look good. Okay, if I was going to take any one of these individual photos, they would be a pretty good photo by themselves. Okay, personally, I think this one right here is the best photo of the group. But notice they didn't really move the camera. The camera is stationary at the same spot, and the 2 subjects move through it. Okay, you can obviously move the camera if you want to, but this is a narrative sequence. So let's show you another narrative sequence. This is another one with a like the camera staying still. Now, I should note also these are both in black and white. You can do these in color. It doesn't have to be in black and white. But you can see you've got this girl here next to this jacket. She goes over and looks at the jacket. There's nothing inside of it. She kind of looks at it. She's a little scared of it. And then it kind of like blurs out and twitches a little bit. She's scared of it again, looks up, and this time it starts to move. Okay? So you can see that, it works this way. Actually, I think probably up and down this way is the way it's meant to be. But you could also kind of get away with looking at it this way. But anyway, you're going to want to make sure that you, when you're looking at these, you're thinking of what's happening during time. You're trying to make something seem like it's a comic book or stills from a movie. So this one's narrative sequence. This is your first option that you can do. So let's go into your next option. Your next option is similar subject matter. So what that means is your images all have a similar, like a similar image or a similar subject or similar colors. Or in this one, you can see on the left, okay, you've got like this girl just went around and took a bunch of photos looking down at her friend's feet. and she would take these photos. Now, there's not really a similar color throughout them, but there is definitely a similar subject matter. You've got all of these are exactly the same throughout them, okay? They're all at the same angle, and that's the way she decided to present them, okay? This one has a similar layout, meaning it's got like these lines, these leading lines that are having you follow the subject matter wherever they're going. So this one was more about perspective and these leading lines going to places. So I've had people, take only stuff that's orange. I've had like similar subject matter is in it's all text or whatever like that. So you're just going to be taking at least 4 photos, and they're going to be of some kind of similar subject matter. That is your second option. Okay, so this is option number 2. So let's go to option number 3. Option number three is time lapse series of photos. So what you're doing is you're taking a photo at the same spot, and then you're saying, okay, I'm going to take them 20 seconds apart, or I'm going to take them, a half hour apart, or I'm going to take them whatever. So you're seeing a change in that subject over a series of time. Okay, so let's look at both of these. This one right here on the left, you can see she put the camera above where she's at and looking down, and it's just her with her son. And then, if I look at these probably took place over, what would you say, maybe 20 seconds, if that. So each one of these, and then, you've got these with her son, and then her son's all alone in these, and then she's got these side ones. So these, to me, I don't know, just me critiquing it personally, these 2 right here seem to be a little bit superfluous. I don't think we need these here. I really like these 4, and even looking at it as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 would work. But you want to make sure that when you're thinking of a time based, that you're seeing something change. All right. So this one right here is a time lapse of the sun coming up on this very interesting looking tree. And you can see, if you look at the first one, it's more cool. You've got these blues. Obviously, the sun is not up. And then by the time we get to the last one over here, you can see that now it's got a lot more reds and oranges coming through it from the sun coming up. All right. So with this one, you can tell there's a change in time by not just the color, because, right here to here, you can see the light starting to come up a little bit, but we can also see the clouds in the background moving very gently in the background. Now, again, it's important to note that each one of these photos is a pretty interesting photo by itself. It's got this really interesting tree, this sideways tree, and it's put down into the rule of thirds over here, and the way that it's all just cropped and moved around. You've got these really nice negative space images inside of it. So it's a good photo to start out with, and now adding the time base to it is just that much more. Now, obviously, I'm not expecting you to turn in this many photos. In fact, I wouldn't want you to turn in this many photos. Usually, I would say 5 would work. So you could go back in and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would work. Even 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4. That would be a way that you don't have to turn in all of these, but you get a nice change from the beginning all the way to the end. Okay? So time lapse is showing it. So I'll show you another example of a time lapse. This is one. It starts out here with a full candle, and then they kind of just I would say that this probably took place over hours, that they were, taking a picture there, take a picture there, take a picture there, take a picture there, and all the way until the candle is almost completely gone. And they've obviously had to take some care of it because you don't really see the wax dripping down from the side of it. So that's just another way that we can deal with time lapse. So what are we looking for in this project. You're doing a series. Your requirement number 1 is a minimum of 4 photos in your series. You need to have at least 4. You can turn in 10, but you need at least 4. Okay, try not go over 10. Requirement number 2: they must be a series showing either the theme of either a similar theme, either a narrative, or time-based. So you're doing the time lapse, a similar theme or subject matter, or you're showing us a narrative. Okay. 4 individual photos. So you're turning in 4 individual photos, 5 and whatever. So you're turning in 4 individual photos. You're choosing one of these. Don't do one on theme, one on narrative, or one on time. Turn in only one of them. Okay. When you're turning these in, I would label your image as, I'm doing similar theme, or I'm doing a narrative or whatever, and just let me know that while you're turning them in, and then turn them in as photo number 1, photo number 2, number 3, number 4, so I can see the sequence that they're supposed to be in. This is our next one. I'm going to be giving you a little bit over a week to do this one, because I'm sure you've got a lot of other things coming at you during this time. So that's it. Bye.